Hi everyone, welcome to Medicine YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see about another important topic, which is corpus callosum. It is an important topic in the anatomy. The corpus callosum is the largest commissure of the brain. It connects the two cerebral hemispheres. This is the largest commissure of the brain, which connects the two cerebral hemispheres. So, which is corpus callosum. Corpus callosum connects all part of the cerebral of two sides except the lower and the anterior part of the temporal lobe, because these parts are connected by the anterior commissure. The corpus callosum helps in coordinating activities of the two hemispheres. It helps in coordinating activity of the two cerebral hemisphere. The parts of the corpus callosum are genu, the anterior end, lies 4 cm behind the frontal lobe, and it is related anteriorly to the anterior cerebral artery, posterior to the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. These are parts of the corpus callosum. The corpus callosum has 4 parts, in which the first part is known as genu, which is the anterior end. It lies 4 cm behind the frontal lobe. In the frontal lobe, it lies just behind the frontal lobe, which is 4 cm away from the frontal lobe, behind the frontal lobe, and it is related anterior to the anterior cerebral arteries. The relation of the genu is from anterior to anterior cerebral arteries, posteriorly by the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. Now we will see the rostrum, which is the second part. It is directed and downward and backward from the genu end by joining the lamina terminalis in front of the anterior commissure. This joins the lamina terminalis in front of the anterior commissure, directed downward and backward from the genu, and this is related superior to the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. It is related superiorly to the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle. This is genu, which is the anterior end, which is lies in front of 4 cm in behind the frontal lobe. Here this frontal lobe is present here. This lies just behind the frontal lobe, which is 4 cm from the frontal lobe, and this is the rostrum, which directed downwards from the genu, and it attaches the lamina terminalis in front of the anterior commissure. The trunk is the middle part between the genu and the splenium. The superior surface is related to the cerebral arteries and the lower border of the flux cerebelli. The trunk is the middle part between genu and the splenium. The superior surface is related to cerebral arteries and the lower border is to the flux cerebelli. The inferior surface provides attachment to septum pellucidum and the fornix from the roof of the central part of the lateral ventricle. Form the roof of the central part of the lateral ventricle. This forms the roof of the central part of the lateral ventricle, and the inferior surface provides attachment to the septum pellucidum and the fornix, and the lower border is to the flux cerebelli, related with the flux cerebelli. Now we will see about the splenium. The splenium is the posterior end, forming the thickest part of the corpus callosum. It is the posterior end where it forms the thickest part of the corpus callosum. It lies 6 cm from the occipital lobe. Inferior surface is related to telacardia of third ventricle and pulmina and pineal body, and the tectum of the midbrain. The superior surface is related to inferior sagittal sinus and flux cerebelli. The superior sagittal sinus surface is related with the inferior sagittal sinus. Superior surface is related with inferior sagittal sinus, and the tectum of the midbrain. Inferior surface is related to telacardia of the third ventricle, pulmina and pineal body, and it lies 6 cm above the occipital lobe. Now we will see about the fibers of the corpus callosum. This is the fibers of the corpus callosum. The rostrum connects the orbital surface to the frontal lobe. This rostrum, which is located in front of the genu, which comes downward and backward like this, and which connects the orbital surface to the frontal lobe. The forceps minor is made up of fibers of genu that connects the two frontal surface. The forceps minor is made up of the fibers of genu which connects the two frontal surface. The forceps major is made up of the fiber of splenium connecting the two occipital lobe, and the stepedium is a Tapetum is formed by some fibers from the trunk and splenium of the corpus callosum. These are the fibers: forceps major, forceps minor, and corna radiata, trunk of corpus callosum. Now you will see the image of the corpus callosum. This is the image of the corpus callosum. This is the trunk, and this is the splenium, which is the thickest part. Here the fornix is attached in front of anterior commissure. The lamina terminalis from the rostrum is ends, and this is the part genu. This is the corpus callosum. For more videos, please do like, share, and subscribe my YouTube channel. If you have any doubt in it, please do comment it. Or else if you want any other topic, please do comment it. Thank you.